This is another edition of Thrive Thursday. And as we know, Thrive Thursdays is about health and wellness. And this edition, I'm going to be speaking specifically about the coronavirus epidemic, COVID-19 coronavirus, because I've heard a lot of things about people in the Christian community. I am indeed quarantined in my home. As you can hear, I am a little bit under the weather. So I am staying outside as not to infect anybody. No, I do not have COVID-19, the coronavirus, thank God. But I have been sick. I am not going outside for two reasons. I don't want to weaken anyone else's immune system. And I also do not want to contract the COVID-19 coronavirus. And I wanted to address this because I've heard a lot of things. And people are using this as an opportunity to pass judgment. God is angry. He sent this. It's for sinners, and all of these things. Um, well, first of all, I want to share some data. I have actually been researching and studying coronavirus. Coronavirus is not new. It is a strand, it is a virus, and it has been around for a while. That's why we have the COVID-19, because this strand of it was discovered in 2019. That's why the 19 is there. There is no known cure. Some people have extreme sickness from it, developing pneumonia, and as we know, dying. Some people have minor symptoms, and some people are asymptomatic. They don't even know that they're carrying it. And that's one of the reasons why it is spreading so rapidly, because people are feeling okay and thinking that it's okay to go outside, not knowing that they have the virus, and they're infecting other people. And that's what's dangerous. And there are a lot of churches that are closing and opting for an online service, and there are some people who are still going to church. I am not going to get into that debate, but I will say this. I am saved. I have faith. I believe in prayer and fasting, and I don't really like going to the doctor, but I will not be going outside. I will not be attending church service, because there comes a time when, for me, I think that we have to exercise wisdom and sound judgment, in as much as God has seen fit not to allow anyone on earth to find a cure. And in as much as it is highly contagious and we have not been able to contain it, I'm going to use the brain, that my God-given mental faculties, to stay in the house. And I'm encouraging as many people to do so as can, or if you're not staying in the house, practice social distancing. And social distancing is maintaining at least 6 feet away from other people. And it was weird because I did actually go out. I had to pick up prescriptions for my dad at Walgreens, and I saw a friend. And it was so funny because she stayed at the end of the aisle, and we're yelling down the aisle, talking to each other. And, it's just one of those things where it doesn't hurt to be cautious. And for me, even for me to contract the disease and be sick, that would be one thing. What, excuse me, but when I consider the fact that I may cause someone else to be sick, and that's another thing. If you're in relatively good health, you're pretty strong, and your immune system is where it should be, then you probably would be okay. But I have an 8-month-old granddaughter. I have parents up in their 80s. I would hate to contract it and hurt one of them, or contract it and come in contact with somebody else who is not as strong as I am, and cause them to suffer with this infection. And so, and I've even seen cases where people went to the church and 30, 40, 50 people were infected and people died at the church because of the virus. That doesn't sound like God to me. And what I would encourage everybody to do, talk to God. You fast, you pray, and you do what God tells you to do. And no one has the right to condemn what decision you make either way. But we do have a serious situation here when we're speaking about wellness. And that's kind of why I even started this Thrive Thursday segment. Because overall, within the church sometimes you don't see a lot of self-care. And I've said this before, you have diabetes, you have heart disease, just hypertension, just running rampant in the church. And, we're saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, but we're not taking care of our bodies. We're not being good stewards over the body that God gave us. And you kind of can't abuse your body and then go to church for prayer or a miracle healing. Some things don't require a miracle when God gave us what we need to take care of ourselves. And even speaking of self-care, I announced that I was trying to lose 50 pounds, 50 by 50. I'll be 50 this year. I wanted to use 50. I need to lose 50 pounds, like I said. For me, I have an 8-month-old granddaughter, and when I go to pick her up, I feel a twinge in my back. When I get down on the floor, I feel a little crack in my knees. I don't want that. I don't want to be challenged physically as I grow older for something that's preventable. And in as much as God gave us the good sense to do the right thing and prevent some illnesses, there's no reason why we should suffer with them. And that's just my thoughts on Thrive Thursday. And again, with this virus, stay safe. If anyone is watching who's suffering with this virus, you're in my prayers. I do want to say thank you, because when I was on Saturday, or I don't know if it was Saturday, the days I can't remember anymore, but whatever day it was, I shared a little bit about my mom. And I don't know, somebody was praying, because I kid you not, the very next day, there was a turnaround. And I don't even know where it came from. I do know where it came from, but out of nowhere, it just turned around. So I appreciate that. And that's what I was saying. I believe in prayer. I believe in the prayer, the effectual and fervent prayers of the righteous availeth much. I believe that. So everybody take care of yourself. And hey, do me a favor. I do want you to use my text opt-in. It is Design Your Decade. And the funny thing is, I wanted to launch this in January at the beginning of the year for Design Your Decade. Wouldn't happen. I got busy with work, clients, didn't get done. But I think that now, the second quarter, is the best time to launch it, because people are really suffering. This has been a rough first quarter for a lot of people. But you know what? God has blessed me. And I actually smashed through my first quarter goals through everything that was happening. So what this 20 days, a 20-day challenge, Design Your Decade challenge, where I'm sharing exclusive video content, devotional content, as well as activities for you to kind of jumpstart the year, or restart, I should say, reset, get back in there, get on top of those goals. Don't give up on anything that you said you were going to do. If you didn't get started, okay, restart. So you want to be a part of that. It's Design Your Decade, and you can text the word decade to the number 44222. That's decade, DECADE 44222. Decade 44222. Now I'm cooped up in the house under quarantine, and I'm a creative mind. I am literally exploding with ideas, and I am putting them all down to share with you during that 20-day period. God has given me a revelation. I have to say, I have a gift, I think, to be resilient and bounce back and produce through whatever is going on. And for that reason, I think a lot of times people don't realize what load I do carry, because I never complain about it and I keep going. I'm going to teach everybody how to do that. I don't believe in excuses. My mom didn't accept them. It was, she didn't want to hear. I ain't got, I don't know, I can't, was not allowed. So I learned to always function. And that's what I'm teaching. Whatever you want, whatever your dreams, whatever your goals are, let's go get it. So again, text me, text decade, the word decade, 22444. And I'll be online live more during this quarantine. So be blessed. And again, stay safe. And if you can, make the effort to stay in the house. I love you. Good night.